Well, here we are again. Now that I've cursed out Google for making it hard for me to sign in sometimes, it seems the problem seems to have disappeared again. But anyway, I think it's time to do Match the Masters again. So, I've been trying to randomize it. You know, I did number 2, then 1, and then 3, and then 4, or whatever. I think since I did 1, 2, 3, and 4 now, I think we'll just go in numerical order. Because it's going to start getting hard to keep track of which ones I did. So, okay, so go to Learn, Academy, Chess Master Series, Advanced, Match the Masters. Okay, so not counting the introduction, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Today we'll do 5. And it's hard for me to see what that says. You know, I think I'm going to switch glasses. These are my older progressive bifocals. I use them for the computer, but sometimes I need my newer glasses, which are not progressive. Okay, so Charasek versus Lasker. Okay. Alrighty. So, I want to read this whole thing, but I don't want to read this whole thing, so I'm going to give you a quickie on the introduction to this particular game. The middle of the 1890s saw a changing of the chess guard. A group of hungry young masters came into the scene and very rapidly came to replace the aging lions of the previous generation. So, led by the new world champion Lasker, the group included Janowski, Teichmann, Schlechter, Walbrock, Pillsbury, Marzi, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Charasek. At Nuremberg in 1896, these 8 were, for the first time, all in place. So, okay, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. Charasek was making an international debut, blah, blah, blah. You can read all that if you like. I'm going to scroll up a little bit, let you read that. You can pause it, scroll up a little bit more. You know, just try to let you read that when on your free time. Okay, so Lasker had already clinched the first place. Win, lose, draw, nothing could change that. So there is the distinct possibility that the champ may not be coming to the board in full battle gear. Alright, so the opening selected is the King's Bishop's Gambit. King's Bishop's Gambit? Okay, I'm not even sure I heard that one. A throwback to the romantic era of Anderson and Morphy. Oh, okay. Alright, in modern terminology, the opening's code is C33. Okay. I have that encyclopedia. You can get that encyclopedia just by looking it up. In fact, let me lower the screen and show you. ECO codes, detailed text. That's my encyclopedia of chess openings. Okay, and they said it was a C33. Let me maximize the screen. Okay, see, it's the King's Gambit accepted. So there it is. All right, this is actually only a portion of it. I have the whole thing somewhere, but anyway, that was just a portion of it. That's a portion of it I printed up one time. I didn't want to print up like 80 something pages, so I printed that up. Okay, so. Alright, so Morphy in the modern terminology. C30. It's going to be a sharp game, and after the move 2, Lasker knows he's in for a fight. So go forth and do battle with the great Lasker, beat a champion. So apparently they didn't actually say it, or at least I didn't read it. We're playing alongside of Charasek, and we're going to beat Lasker. So there's the King's Gambit accepted, I imagine. All right. Wow, another long list. Okay, so I don't know how long it's going to be. There's 42 pages on this one. So I think this is less pages than the last one we did, which took over an hour and a half, I think. So we'll see if we can get through this, and we'll see if we can actually make some knowledgeable moves. So what's White's 7th move? Now, before I actually look at all the moves on the list, I'm not, I can see them, but I'm not really reading them. What would I want to do? I see a discovered attack on the queen, or actually it would be a bad thing to do to move that knight. So we don't want to move that knight because we will have our queen captured. So we can't do that. I'd like to develop a knight. I'd like to push a pawn up to develop the bishop. So apparently he moved his king. I didn't see that. So we can't castle anymore. It went too fast. I didn't see that. Okay, so yeah, I don't see too many options, That's about the 3 I saw. All right, let's take a look at the list. B4. B4. Why would I want to move B4? I don't know. Why would I want him to take the pawn? B3. That would be okay. Open up the knight. I mean the bishop. Knight C3. That was one of my choices. C3. I'm not a fan of C3, although I know some masters play it. It stops you from allowing you to get your knight out in a comfortable place. D4. D4 opens up the bishop. Sure, why not? D3 protects the pawn. Sure, why not? Queen E2. Maybe. But then again, C3, which was up there, also lets the queen get out in that direction. And yeah, I still like C3 a little bit better. All right, so E5. Why would I want to move E5? I'm not sure. Knight E5. No, we cannot move that knight. We'll be in dire straits if we move that knight right now. That would be a bad move, and that would be one of those, at least I believe, that would take points off of you. Like I told you when I first started these Match to Masters, even if you get the wrong answer, and it's not the move that the master did, as long as it's a reasonable move, you'll still get points for it. But if it's literally a bad move, then you will lose points. And so far I haven't done any of them. It's always the first time, right? Okay, so where were we? Bishop takes f7 check. Bishop takes f7 check. Yes, I thought of that. Sacrificing the bishop. Then what? Then I could take the pawn. Check again. No, not check, but he would take... Well, it depends. If he took with the king, I could put him in check with the knight. If he took with the queen, I could take the pawn. I kind of like that idea. But we're sacrificing a bishop for this. By the way, what are the pieces taken? Doesn't look like any, except for maybe a pawn for 2 or 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like a pawn on each side was taken. Both rooks, both bishops, both knights. Yeah. So we're talking about sacrificing a bishop by putting him in check. Okay, h3. Maybe. I'm not sure why, but maybe. Well, actually, I am sure why. He potentially can... yeah, I don't like it, though. He could potentially push that pawn, threatening the knight. h4. Okay, so I'm still looking at c3. And possibly sacrificing the bishop. Now, if I sacrifice the bishop, is there a good continuation? Should we take a chance? Or should we just go with c3 or knight c3? No, what did I say about c3? Oh, I don't like c3 only because it blocks the knight in. But it does open up the queen to get out of danger. Let's go with sacrificing the bishop and see what happens. If we get it wrong, we get it wrong. So what? Incorrect. The correct answer was h4. Really? See, if if it were me, I'd threaten that knight. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. All right. Let's try to think the way they think. This was a long time ago. Yeah, see now, again, moving that knight right now would be a bad thing. So knight takes g5 would not be a good thing. Knight c3 again is on the board. d4 again is on the board. d3 again is on the board. e5 is also on the board. Knight takes g5 is out of the question, and h takes g5. Now, why would I want to do that? No. H takes g5 is just suicide. So, let's go back to the top. c3 blocks in the knight, but it might be alright. c3, knight c3. Why don't we just go knight c3? Well, so it's knight takes g5 and h takes g5 are both out of the question. So we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. e5 is, I'm not sure why e5, but I guess it could be a viable move, but I'm taking the protection away from the bishop. Well, I'm the kind of person that likes to get my knights out. I'm just going to go with the knight c3. Correct. Ah, wow. I guess I'm the kind of person that gets the right answer once in a while, too. All right. Okay, now he threatens the bishop. So we're definitely going to do something with the bishop, right? Bishop takes f7, again, is on the board. Check. Again, I still think it's a viable move. Even though it's a sacrifice, there's got to be a follow-up. If he makes the mistake and takes with the queen, no. If he makes If he makes the mistake and takes with the king, I could put him in check and get his queen. Let's try it again. But the other one was queen e2, bishop d3, bishop d3. Oh, bishop b3. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm dyslexic or something. Yeah, bishop b3 is okay. Run away. d4, bishop c4. Now let's go with the bishop takes f7 again. Incorrect. The answer was bishop c4. Yeah, that was my second choice. Oh well. Actually, that was my third choice. My second choice was bishop b3, not bishop c4. Either way, it was to run away was the next choice. Okay. So he just moved bishop g4, I think. Really, really threatening my queen there. I'm thinking now bishop e2 perhaps. Is that up there? Yes, it is. Bishop e2 is up there. There's king f2. There's king g1. I'm going to go with the bishop move. I like the bishop move because that's an immediate danger right there. The answer was d4. Wow. What now? Well, now I would move the queen. No question. You know, I'm thinking maybe queen d3 or something like that. It'll protect the knight and get the queen out of danger. Is that up there? Yes, it is. Queen d3 is the third choice. Okay, that's a viable move. All right, let's look at the other ones. a4. Maybe. Perhaps. Get the rook up. I don't know. d5. No, I don't like d5 because it blocks the bishop. It's just like a lot of nonsense going on. We need to get going here. Queen d3 is the choice that I was working on. Bishop d2. No. No, I don't want to move the bishop to d2. At least I wouldn't. I want to get that king. I want to get that queen out of there. Or protect it with the bishop. e5. Again. The queen is in danger. Do something quick. Bishop e2. Again is on the board. So queen d3, bishop e2 to me are the most viable two moves. King f2, I don't see why. King g1, I don't see why. And rook h2, I don't see why. So I'm going to make the choice of two. Queen d3 or bishop e2. Queen d3 has the benefit, again, like I mentioned before, protecting the knight, getting the queen out, leaving the bishop where it is to continue its attack. Pulling the bishop back to e2 has the benefit of protecting the queen, and you know, but you're pulling the bishop away from the middle of the board, and you're bringing it back to, you know, a lesser active place. So out of the two that I chose, I'm gonna go with queen d3. If it's neither one of them, then I don't know. King f2? Why? Okay, well, you know, what can I say? You know, this is like, what, 80 years ago? King f2. And there's the move. Now, I could take with the queen. I could take with the pawn. Or I could let it sit there and rot and take a pawn with h takes g5. Who are you kidding? I'm not going to do that. Come on. All right, so is it the queen or is it the pawn? Take with the queen, trade queens. Take with the pawn. Take the pawn, we keep our queens because he won't take back. He couldn't take back. But he did just take one of my knights, so I gotta get my piece back. But do I want to already trade queens? No, I don't. Correct. Oh, I got 2 right and how many wrong now? 2 right is better than the score we got last time we did this so far in this beginning of the match here. So, okay, so he castled. I lost my right to castle. And yet, it is the white who wins. Lester castled. How do I want to start this attack? Should I think of something before I look at the list? Alright, let me see what I would like to start doing. I'd like to get the bishop out somehow. I'd like to start moving the pawns now. Maybe the e5 might be a good idea now. Let me see if that's up there. Yes, it is. Okay. So now is a good idea to move e5. Okay. That's an idea. What about, just out of curiosity, what about the b pawn? No, it's not even an option. No, yes it is. Bishop. No, it's not. Bishop d2 is still an option. Queen d3 is still an option. Well, this is a tough one because e5 suddenly became an option, whereas before it wasn't. What e5 does, if he doesn't take with the knight or something, if he doesn't go ahead and trade or sacrifice for whatever reason, it will cage his dark squared bishop somewhat. However, if we're not careful and his other pieces start coming into the fray, my king rather is exposed, and my queen is still in danger, maybe not as much before. Why not queen d3 right now? And again, I still prefer queen d3 over the bishop because the bishop is a very active piece right now. Hey, what about bishop takes f7 now? Is that up there? No, it's not even an option. No, that's ridiculous. I'd be sacrificing the bishop for nothing. Okay, I'm gonna let me see, knight e2. Maybe I want to maneuver the knight somewhere. I still like bishop. I still like queen d3. Yeah, let's go with the queen d3 again. Incorrect. H takes g5. Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, how stupid of me. Yes. Now that the king is out of the way, H takes d5. It was also moved... I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even consider that anymore. Okay, so the king's out of the way. H takes g5 threatens his queen. It was so obvious. I looked right past it. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, I'm the one that's going to end up with the bad score. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm thinking e5, get the knight into e5, e4, threaten the queen again. e5 is up there. a4 is up there. Is that a really good idea? Maybe, maybe. Queen d3 is still there. Queen d2 is now there. I suppose. Bishop takes f7 is now there. Yes, of course. Because the queen is moved. I rather like that idea. I want to think about that one. Knight e2. Yes, yes, that's a very reasonable move. So knight e2 would double attack the f4 pawn. The bishop is already x-raying his queen, and now we want to bring a second attacker in to possibly threaten that queen some more. So I like that move too. Rook g1 is also a viable move. Now, actually, I kind of like that one even better, although not necessarily. So you see, rook g1 threatens the queen. The queen has to move, and if it doesn't move in the right place, you could take the bishop. On the other hand, the queen probably will move into the right place, protect the bishop. So, but that is a thoughtful move. I'd like to consider that one too. So there's a lot of viable moves here. Rook g1, knight e2, bishop takes f7, queen d3 and queen d2 are, you know, less attractive to me. So we're going to leave those two out. d5 and e5. d5 maybe is attractive to me because it opens, if he takes, it opens up his king, but he might not take. You know, you don't have to take. So e5 again was attractive to me. Certain, I think the most attractive two moves are rook g1 and knight e2. I'm going to go with knight e2. Correct! Wow! Wow, I'm doing all right with this one. I mean, remember the last one we did, it was a long one, but I got a lot of wrong answers, and I still managed a high score. So, this one I'm getting, what is that, 3 now, or is it 4 that I got right? Out of how many? About half. I think it was about half of the, well, it's 9 pages so far, but not every page was a thing. So all right, let's go to it. Okay, so he moves his queen back there. I suppose I should take that pawn, getting the bishop out. And if I look to my right onto the screen, I'm probably going to find that move. Bishop takes f4 is there. There's also knight takes f4. Yes, the knights are better in the middle of the board. However, the bishop has never been developed, and I would like it to get developed. Taking the pawn with the bishop would do that, and the knight would protect it. So that one is more comfortable to me than bishop takes. I mean, more comfortable to me than knight takes. Rook h5. Rook h5. I don't like it because well, can it be attacked right away? Not really. Well, yes, it can. Rook h5 is vulnerable to his knight f6. But maybe the reason for rook h5 is to bring it on the other side of the board anyway. I'm going to go with taking the pawn right away. To heck with it. Let's take it with the bishop. Ah, that's not right. The correct answer was c3. I didn't even mention c3. I'll be darned. I'll be damned. Okay, so c3, and I could see that c3 opens up the queen. You know, for some great attacks. Now, why? Oh, okay. Now, I want you to notice something for you very beginners out there. You know, I'm not exactly a non-beginner myself, you know. But I want you to notice something. Why would he move? I want you to ask yourself, you know, for the people out there who know why, you know, just you don't have to comment or anything. But I want the people who are out there who are watching these videos as beginners, the ones who are asking themselves, why would he put his knight there? He can capture it. Those people, if those people are watching this, I want you to notice that I would not capture that knight with the pawn. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it, and maybe if you are one of those people that thought of it, capturing that knight, tell me why in the comments. So I'll give you a couple seconds before I actually tell you. Okay, it's good enough. Well, obviously, the pawn is pinned by the rook. I mean, if I take the knight, the rook will capture my queen. Although, in some circumstances, depending on the position, I don't think this is one of those positions. At least I don't think it is. You know, a knight and a rook might be worth a queen in certain circumstances. But actually, in this case, it would be a knight, a rook, and a pawn. No, I mean, sorry. This would be a queen and a pawn versus, you know. So for example, if I take the pawn, I take the knight with the pawn. He takes my queen. I take his rook with my rook, and then he takes my pawn with his bishop or queen, whichever is at the moment better. So under certain circumstances, that might be a viable move. But I don't think this is one of those circumstances. I certainly don't want to trade my queen right now for a couple of minor pieces, or a minor and a major piece. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of taking that pawn now with the bishop to threaten his knight. I'm thinking, what else am I thinking? What else can I do? Oh, well, for one thing, no, I can't take that pawn right now. He is also threatening my bishop. That bishop has to move. So that's the priority. So I'm going to say bishop b3. And I don't see anything else that would... Well, it comes back to whether or not you capture and trade a queen for a couple of pieces. If I capture the knight with the pawn, I would get rid of the threat of my bishop, but I would have to be satisfied with losing my queen for a knight and a rook. Losing my queen and a pawn for a knight and a rook. A knight and a rook is 8 points. Queen is 9. Pawn is 1. So he gets 10 for 8. I lose the exchange. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. So bishop b3 is up there. You know what else is up there? Queen b3. Getting the queen to defend the bishop. It's not usually an ideal situation to use such a powerful piece to defend, but I think I like that idea better than moving the bishop back, because I want to get that queen out there. I'm going to go with, or queen a4. Queen a4 is another way. It still protects the bishop and it attacks the a7 pawn. I like both of those moves. I'm thinking about queen a4. Okay, so all right. What's the next ones? Bishop b3 was the one we talked about. b3. Yeah, you could do that, but again, you're blocking the queen. You take the bishop. You take with the pawn. You double your pawns. I don't like it. I don't like it as much as the queen or the bit. Moving the bishop. So I'm gonna put that one aside. D takes e5. There's that questionable move. Our king is too exposed. Once I move the rook from the H file, he comes in and checks with the queen. So I'm gonna go with either queen d3. Queen b3 or queen a4. I like queen a4 because if he doesn't move the king, I can go in. I like queen b3 because I can manage an attack somehow on that specific square. I just don't know. Queen b3 has the additional benefit of allowing the bishop, if it wants to later on, when there's not too many pieces on the f7 square, to attack that as well. I'm going to go with queen b3. Incorrect. Oh, queen a4. My God, it was my other choice, the one I was thinking about more. Well, there you go. See, I had the right idea. I just chose the wrong one. Either one protects the bishop. I started to think about the way I play, and I started to wonder if it wouldn't be a good idea to put the queen and the bishop on the same diagonal. But apparently, Churasek doesn't play that way. Okay, so they took it anyway. He really got threatened by my bishop, so obviously I'm going to take back. I'm not even going to look at the list until I finish talking. Okay, I'm finished talking. Yes. Well, queen takes a7. Queen takes c4. There it is. Okay, so queen takes c4. I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't. He took the bishop. You need to get the piece back. And then knight takes f4 can be taken anytime. And bishop takes f4 can be taken anytime. So I'm going to go ahead and queen takes c4. Not too much talk about that one. Correct. Okay, so that one was, kind of obvious. Not all of these are obvious, but that particular one, there wasn't much talking to do. Okay, so now he moves his knight out. Okay, so without looking at the list right away, it might be time to take that damn pawn and get the bishop out. And also, getting the bishop out, I don't know if you could, excuse me, sorry about that. This diagonal might be a good idea right now to occupy this diagonal. And that's why I say if I'm going to take this pawn, I'm going to take it with the bishop to occupy this diagonal. Because that would be putting his king into a net, possibly a mating net. Okay? So looking at the list now, I'm going to find bishop takes f4, and there it is. Choice number 5. And then his knight takes f4, which is not my choice. And what else do we have? We have a4, b4, and d5. a4, start moving the pawns up. Sure, why not? b4, same thing. Get the bishop out in the other direction. But, Yeah, I mean, sooner or later I'm going to start storming the A4 pawns. You know, I mean, the A pawn and the B pawn, but that his F4 pawn needs to come off the board before it causes a lot of trouble. You know, for example, you know, he may have ideas to maybe, I mean, he can't do it right now because my rook is there, but maybe he has ideas to maneuver his knight over to this G3 square, you know, or something to that effect. So, you know, I mean, this pawn is controlling these two squares. So I can't get my king over there. I can't get my king over there. So there's a, you know, it's an isolated pawn, but he's also got a bishop on the dark square. So it might be time to take that pawn out now before it's too late. So I'm going to go ahead and say bishop takes f4. And I was correct. Well, I am certainly happy that after all that explanation and why I should be taking that pawn with the bishop, that it told me I was correct, because that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It makes me feel like that perhaps I am better at chess than I think I am. Okay, so let's go on. Okay. If I was to think like him, I would say that he's probably trying to attack my queen. Maybe move the knight here and attack the queen. Alright, so what do I want to do now? Perhaps move the queen back to over the A file? Perhaps get one of the rooks out? Perhaps start moving those pawns? If I was playing, what would I play? I'm trying not to look at the answers. There's a lot of them up there, by the way. Yes, A4 is up there, you know, and Queen A4 is up there, and I see that, but that's what I just mentioned. Should I get the queen back over to the A file, is what I first said. I mean, that's what I would do. I think E5 is still viable, but I don't really want to block that bishop in. What about rook G1, threaten his bishop? And then I can move my bishop to G5 and threaten his. Oh, I can skewer his queen and rook. I wonder if I could set that up. Okay, let's find out if rook G1 is up there. Rook AD1. Rook AG1 and rook HG1. They're both up there. It's hard to decide. You know, which rook. But I'm going to say that any rook on G1 is a damn good move. So if it is the choice, then the question is which one. All right, let's see what else is up there. So, in other words, I want to set up the skewer. I want to put a rook on G1, and then I want to put a bishop on G5 and skewer his queen and rook. Of course, he's likely to see that and get out of danger, but nevertheless, that's the train of thought. That's the idea. Whether or not it's going to succeed is another question. Okay. What are the other candidate moves? All right, so we got from the top, we got A4. Start storming the pawns in. We got Queen A4, which is also, I already mentioned, I want to attack A7. B4. Start bringing those pawns in. Queen B4, D5 and E5 are the other two pawns. E5 is still viable, but I don't really want to close my bishop off. right now to that diagonal. So I still like queen a4. Queen a4 would attack the a7 pawn, and I still like that move. But this thing about setting up a possible skewer is just so tempting. I'm going with it. I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I'm going to go rook. It's this thing about having the right side rook on the right side of the board and left side rook on the left side of the board. To bring the left side rook onto the right side of the board is a little awkward. So I'm going, there's always a question, even grandmasters question which one they should move sometimes. But I'm going to go with the H rook to G1. Ooh, my first idea was the best one. Well, I am, again, not disappointed because I did say that I wanted to move that queen to a4. But I just was so tempted by this evil skewer idea that I wanted to move my rook. But I did mention queen a4. Very good, very good. So I'm sure I'm going to get some positive points for this. Nevertheless, there's the queen a4. But what now? This is why I didn't like that move. I didn't want to tip my hand. And there's like a long list of possibilities here. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 15 choices on this multiple choice. Are you kidding me? All right. I still want to move a rook to G1. And that's probably up there, right? Rook A to G1 is up there. But rook H to G1 is not. That's odd. I see rook A G1. I see rook H5. Bishop H6. I don't know why. Knight G3. Well, now, Knight G3 is another, I didn't think of it, but now that I'm looking at it. All right, so let me use my pointer to show you. Knight G3, hoping for the next move to be Knight F5, forking the queen and the bishop. That's a good move, if that's the idea. So where is that? So let's highlight that for now. Then they got rook A E1. Well, yeah, you want to put a rook, when he's got his queen out there all by itself, not being defended, attacking the undefended piece. X-ray his queen through your pieces by putting a rook on E1. That's a viable move. Okay, so what else? Geez, there's so many. I can't talk through all of these and expect this video to last less than an hour. And it's not going to last less than an hour, but E5, D5, C4. Maybe E5, but I still don't want to block off my diagonal. Rook A D1. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to push D5, open up his king somehow, if he takes, or if he leaves it there and I take, if he doesn't push it, that might be a way to open up that attack. I'm not so sure about it though. I've done things like that before and got disappointed to find out that he just pushes the pawn and I end up losing. B4. Maybe. Yeah, before we bring another pawn into the fray. Jesus, 15, 15 choices is just too many choices. What would I do in this situation? It's my move. I want to start the attack, but I'm not a master. Is queen a5 on the board? Yes, it is. See, I'm thinking queen a5, and then later on bishop c7. You know what I'm talking about? Or no, not even that. Queen a5 is a checkmate threat. Queen a5 is a checkmate threat because the bishop is already in place. Of course, he'll move his pawn up. Then you take the a6 pawn. It'll be check. You know what? I like queen a5. We're going to cut through the rest of these 15 other things. And we're just going to go queen a5. Make sure. Okay. Oh, yes! Yes! Okay. I need to pause this video for a second. I need to... That was my one and only beer that I had left from last night. I do have some wine. Maybe I should just let you think about this next move while I go get myself a glass of wine. So, there's so many, I thought 15 was a lot. There's so many here that I have to scroll down to see the rest. So, yeah. We're gonna let this one just record because I don't remember exactly. I think it's Control P to pause or Control F something. I don't want to accidentally stop the video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get that glass of wine and let you guys think about it. I'll be back. Okay, alcoholic beverage in hand, half a glass of chilled wine. Okay. Gee, what did he do? I don't remember what his move was. Well, I hope you guys remember what it was, because I can't go back on it. It looks like he might have moved his knight, though. I don't remember his knight being back there. Yeah. Yeah, that would appear to be it. He looked like he moved his knight to f8. Yeah, that's the move I don't... That's the piece I don't recall being there before. Okay. So, without looking at it again, Yeah, what I said about the checkmate threat, though, I think if the queen was already there, it wasn't quite a checkmate threat yet. But nevertheless. Alright, so I'm thinking bishop c7, like I was talking about before, threaten the rook. But there's not enough pieces there to do that, because then he'll take, and I take, and then he takes, and it's no good. So I lose a bishop out of that deal. So that's too soon for that. What about the idea with the knight before? You know, knight g3. Is that up there? Knight g3 is up there. Whew, this is a tough one. What about bringing other pieces into the fray? Got two rooks, we can do it. I'm still thinking knight g3. I gotta get that knight out there. I gotta get that knight into working action here. So knight g3 is still a viable move. But is there something else that I would do? What about getting that rook out there? What about lifting that rook up? Lift the rook up and possibly attacking the queen, but he's got that bishop there. All right, let's take a look at the whole list, and we'll try to go through them fast. There's, crying out loud, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Knight g3 is the 15th one. 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 choices. At the bottom is queen h5. Why queen h5? I don't want to move the queen from there. No way. Oh. Next from the bottom is bishop h6. Do I need to get rid of that bishop? Do I need to trade bishops? Why? I don't know why. I don't think so. Bottom up again is third from the bottom is rook h5, and there's that rook lift. And that's rook h5 has been up there, I think, consistently for the last 3 choices. I like the idea of lifting the rook up, bringing it out there into the oh, there is a reason why to get rid of that bishop. Because if I want to put the rook on e5 to attack his queen, the bishop is in the way. Okay, rook a g1. Now that is a good idea. Threaten that damn bishop because it's in my way. And where's he gonna go? He'll go to f6 maybe. That's the only place he can go. What if I just close my eyes and forget about the other 18 moves and go with that one? Oops, I'm streaking the board. Sorry about that. What the heck? What's the worst that can happen? I lose points? All right. So I like the idea of rook a g1. What was my other choice? I didn't point one out yet. Oh, I think I said. Okay. Well, I don't remember what it was, but we're gonna go rook a g1. And now they say it was knight g3. Oh, that's what the other one was. The other one was knight g3. Well, at least I'm choosing the possibility right answers here. I suspect that rook ag1 might come up again later, but nevertheless, I've been talking about knight g3 the last, what, 3 or 4 moves? Maybe 5? Okay, so let's just stop talking and do it. Okay, now, as long as the knight is on g3, now is the time to go ahead and fork his queen and bishop. I don't see any other reason why not to. So, knight f5, is it up there? Yes, it most certainly is. So we'll highlight that one, and we'll look at the other moves now. Bishop e3. Bishop e3 is another possibility, but I don't know if I want to lose that bishop and then double my pawns for doing it. Well, I don't have to necessarily double the pawns. Bishop e5. That's what I just said. Queen f5. Oh, bishop e3 was the other one. Why would I move bishop e? Why would I back up to... Oh, the bishop is in danger of being captured. That's why. So bringing it back would take it out of the fight. Bringing it up to e5 would put it into the fight deeper and dare him to trade. So we're going to reevaluate that. We're going to say that bishop e5 is actually a viable move. The bishop has to be moved. And if that's the case, unless there's something that can... If I can create another threat besides the bishop being attacked, that might be even more viable. Let's just find out. King e3. I don't know if I want to take a knight for a bishop, because that's what it would be. I would have to take with the king, and then I would bring in my king all the way out there. Knight e2. No. No, I'm not going to. No, I just brought that knight out there. See, now knight f5 is that thought about creating the other attack. So he's attacking my bishop. And if I ignore that and let him take it and attack his queen, oh yeah, he can't take it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so here's how it works. He attacks my bishop, I attack his. But I'm not just attacking his bishop, I'm attacking his queen as well. So he would have to move the queen first. Yeah. Which means that my bishop will be temporarily safe. But then he can move his bishop later, because I'm going to end up moving my bishop. I don't care. I still like it. There's got to be another way to do this, though. Okay. All right, so knight e2 is out of the question. King e3 is out of the question. Bishop h6. Well, I shouldn't say out of the question, by the way, but it's out of the question for me. Bishop h6. No, that loses material. He'll just take, I take, and then he takes. What's the sense? It's just ridiculous. Wait. No, it doesn't lose material. He takes, I take. Then he gets his knight in there. I'm not fond of it. And knight h5. No, knight h5 is not as powerful as knight f5, because yes, it attacks his bishop, but it doesn't fork his bishop and queen. Screw it, I'm going to go with knight f5. And it's already highlighted. And that was correct. That was a lot of talk and half a glass of wine for getting the right one. Try to speed this up. And he moves his queen. Oh, this is good. now I can move the bishop to even a more dangerous place for him. What if I move the bishop to d6, daring him to take it? He'll get 2 pieces for I get 1. He'll take it with the rook. I take it with, you know, I'll take it with the bishop, and he gets my bishop too. So if I think about doing that, threaten his queen with my bishop, or no, well, yeah, all right. So let's just go one thought at a time. Threaten his queen with my bishop. He takes. I take. He takes. So he gets 2 minor pieces. I get his major piece. I drop the exchange. But what if I take it with the? Well, I mean, what if I go with to d6 with my knight? That is a check. D6, knight d6 check. He takes with the rook. I take his rook with the bishop. He takes my bishop with the queen. So it's the same thing, really. But it's forced. It forces him to do that. A better idea. What about d5 now? Oh yeah. Then he has to move the knight or take the pawn. Because if he doesn't take the pawn or move the knight, then he loses a piece. But if he moves the knight, I still get the pawn, or I get his pawn out of the way. On the other hand, that also opens up his rook to my back stuff. I still kind of like it. Is d5 up there? All that talk and d5 is not even a choice. Scratch that idea. Oh well. Alright, so knight d6 check is, however, up there. The first thought. And remember I said before, my first thought was the right one. Knight d6 check is up there. Bishop d6 is the top. So bishop d6 and knight d6 check are both up there. This is what I was talking about the first time I went to this page. All right, bishop e5. Bishop e5. I don't want to trade the bishop right now. Bishop e3. No, I don't want to hide the bishop behind there. The bishop is active right now. King e3. Maybe. I'm not fond of it, but maybe. Bishop g3. Did I get to that one yet? Bishop g3. Why? Bishop g3. Don't know. Knight takes g7. Again, trade the knight for the bishop. The bishop is out of the way. But if he takes with the queen, yeah, still. Okay, so knight takes g7 is a viable move. King g3. I don't want to move my king out there. Bishop h2. What did I say? d3, g3. I said the wrong thing. I was king g3 is what I was meant to say, if I didn't say it right. Anyway, bishop h2. h2. Why would I want to block off that rook? Bishop h6 and rook h4. Rook h4. Finally give that rook a lift. Alright, so I'm not sure. I think it's time to take that damn bishop, but I also think it might be a good idea to try and put him in check with the knight and trade. But I don't know if I want to trade all that. Okay, let's take a look at the check. Let's take a look at the trade and the check yet. Knight d6 check. Rook takes knight. Bishop takes rook. Queen takes bishop. I'm down a knight and a bishop, and he's down a rook. I don't like it. Don't like it. I'll be more than willing to trade. I'm more than willing to trade the knight for the bishop, because that bishop is a pain in my ass. So I'm going to go with that. Where is it? Knight takes g7, right? Yes. No. The correct answer was bishop g3. Oh, I don't like this guy. Okay. All right. So it took we take the bishop out of capture danger. I'm going to have to find a way to pause this. Pardon me. Okay, sorry about that. Did I shake this camera? I can't even tell. I might have moved the camera a bit. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so sorry about that. I had to pause. I know that it wasn't a long pause for you, but in any case, this obviously is going to be a long video, and it seems to me that as the things go on to further and further down the list of Match to Masters, it seems like they may even get longer. So we're going to have to check that out. I don't know if I can continue these long, this is going to start to become 2 hours worth of video here. I don't know if I can keep my loyal fans interested that long to watch the whole thing. So in any case, I was going to say I'm going to take the bishop, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that to try and shorten this video a bit. Knight takes g7. There we go. Correct. All that pausing. Well, we finally got that bishop out of there. Okay, here we go. Now I'm thinking, without even looking at the list right away, I'm thinking bishop e5. Skewer. Yes, skewer the queen and the rook. Oh my goodness, why didn't I see that before? Does he have a defense against it? Pardon me. I don't see any. I'm not even going to, I'm sure that it's on that list. I'm going to say the move is bishop e5. Now we're going to look at the list. And there it is. I'm not going anywhere else but bishop e5. I don't care what the rest of the list says. I don't care how many good candidate moves there are. Bishop e5 is the move. Oh no! I was wrong. Okay, so the queen e5. Why queen e5 though? Why queen e5 and not bishop e5? I don't know. I'm sure I'm not going to lose a lot of points. In fact, I'm sure I'm going to still gain points for that one, because that is bishop e5 would have been a really good move. The game didn't go that way. What's his name? Charasek did not move that way, but that doesn't make it a bad move. So we're going to get some points for that. But here we go. Queen e5. And he takes. I would take with the bishop. There's no doubt about it. And again, there's no doubt about it. That's what I said before, right? But I'm going to go with the bishop anyway. And that's correct. Yeah, you don't want to double your pawns when you don't have to. And also, you don't want to open up his rook to your possibly getting checked and all this other stuff. So you don't want that to happen. So taking with the bishop is obviously the right way to go. Okay, now he threatens the bishop, but what's that going to do? Why not just take your pawn and threaten his rook? Bishop takes f6. Or I can go d5. Again, I don't want to open up his rook to my back rank. So bishop takes f6 is still better. Bishop g3. Nah. I'm gonna take his pawn. Correct. There we go. That wasn't too difficult. And he does that. Okay. Now I'm thinking just move the bishop back. Bishop e5. Or there's another option here, rook h6. And I like that option because after rook h6, I don't know what he's going to do, but then I can move the bishop out of the way and threaten his knight. And his knight won't have too many places to go, although it will have some places to go. Then there's e5. Finally, e5. Why not? e5 creates this incredible chain of pawns, protects the bishop. Why not? Oh no! Oh, it was rook h. Oh god! It was rook h6 again. It was my first choice. I hate when I do that. I don't know. This is not the way I play, so I'm just not familiar with the style. I mean, rook h6 was a halfway decent move, but it wasn't my choice. He plans on, likely his plan is putting me in check with knight d3. I don't even have a way to stop that. Well, I do, actually. King e3. Let me see if that's up there. Yeah, king e3 is actually up there. But then if I go king e3, he has knight g2, so that's no good either. Knight g2 check. What if I just simply threaten his rook? Is that up there? Bishop g7. No, it's not even a choice. Bishop g5 is up there. Bishop g5 is not a bad move either. Rook a d1. That's the best choice. There it is. That's the way I protect it. I don't allow him to come to the d3 square to put me in check. That's the answer. No, it's not the answer. King e3 was I was right the first time again. goodness gracious. Okay. I'd like to be right at least half the time. We're only slightly more than halfway through this. And it's already, I don't even know how long it is. It looks like it's already, it feels like already an hour. It puts me in check. Okay, so what do I do now? I mean, I gotta get out of check, so I gotta move the king. D3? Then he has another check. What about king D2? King D2. There are no checks on king D2. King D2 has got to be the better choice. What about king E2? There is a check on king E2. King D2 still looks better. King F2. There are no checks on king F2 either. Attacks the knight, and there is no check. Okay, king F2 then. No way. I'm batting 1,000 here. King D2 was the right answer after all. For creep's sake. I'm thinking E5. I'm thinking bishop E5. I'm thinking E5 because that if I move the bishop out of the way, F3 will fall. E5 it is. Not even going to look. Oh wait, rook. There is a rook G1 possibility. Attacking the knight. I still like E5. Correct. Finally. That's because I chose my first one. My first choice was the right answer. I'm going to start playing chess like that. Okay. Well, at least there's only 4 choices up there now. I'm not going to read them right now, but I know that I can see that there's 4 up there. All right. What about getting that other rook to wake up? Rooks belong on open files. What about moving rook A to G1? And rook G1 is up there. And also rook A H1 is also up there. Rook E1 is also up there. I like my original idea, rook G1. Rooks belong on open files. Rook A H1 stacks the rooks. Which is better? I think we can trap the knight. Well, no, not completely. No, he still has E6 and D5 to go to. Nevertheless, it gives him less places to go to. On the other hand, if he goes to G6, that would block off the file. I'm starting to like h1 better. All right, let's just do it. Let's just, well, wait. This c4 we didn't look at. I don't know. I don't like c4 right now. I'm going to go rook ah1. Correct! And he takes the open file. That's not good. Not good at all. He is threatening to put me in check. With rook g2. This is why I wanted a rook on g, to stop him from doing exactly what he just did. That's the way I play. I see, you know, he's going to move something there. I stop him from doing it. All right, so what are my options here? I'm trying to see a move. Rook h1 to rook on 1 to h2. Stop him from putting me in check. Is it up there? Rook 1 h2 is up there. Third choice down. Okay. Rook takes h7. Well, that was the idea of stacking the rooks in the first place, to try and maybe even trade rooks. But what if he does put me in check anyway? I have to move. Then what? Then he has what? Does he have anything to follow up with? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I don't like it. See, this is what I'm seeing. This is what's going through my head. So I take I take this pawn. He comes down, puts me in check. Right? Now, where am I going to go? I can go here. Now he has... No, he doesn't have that. Actually, no. No, then I just take the knight. Okay, so back up. All right. All right, what the hell, why not? This video is too long. Rook takes h7. Incorrect. The answer was c4. The whole time, the pawn move I didn't want to make was the right answer. Now he moves back. He doesn't put me in check. Why is that? Well, he wants that pawn. Well, if he wants that pawn, I'm not going to make it easy for him. I should move up, no? How about king d3? Or how about d5? King d3 is up there. d5 is up there. So is king c3. Activate the king, huh? Rook takes h7 is also still up there. But I think that could wait. I'm going to go with king c3. Oh no, it's king e3. Bummer. And now I can't take that pawn. Well, since that's out, and of course it's not up there anymore either. How about e6? That's not even up there. Okay. What about d5? That is up there, and so is c5. I think d5 is better. King e4. Maybe. And f4. f4 is also up there. Bring in the reinforcements, huh? No, I don't want to move f4. You can put me in check if I do that. I'm going to go with d5. Correct. Well, still doing better than the last time. All right. Okay. Page 30 of 42, page 31 of 42. Now here I'm seeing the possibility that he's going to break down that pawn structure. So I could push a pawn to d6, or I can push e5, e6, or I can push the f4 to continue to protect more, or I can do that king move to protect that pawn further, or I can move any other pawn for that matter, or I can move the rook back or something. Let me see. Let me plug this USB in so I can continue to charge my vaping device. Okay. Alright, alright, which one do I like better? And I didn't look at the list yet. Okay, let's take a look at the list now. D takes c6. Inviting him in, but getting rid of a pawn that's in my way. d6 is one of my moves. Closing him in, giving him very few places to go. I was thinking about moving a b pawn, but it's not up there, so that's not a choice. King d4, also protecting the pawn, which is also one of my choices. Rook d1. I don't like the rook d1 because he could move his rook to g6. I'm not liking that one. Although it is a viable move. Then there's king e4. So king e4, king d4. I prefer d4. Then there's e6. As again I mentioned, I threaten the rook. He could take it with the knight. But would he sacrifice a knight to get rid of that pawn? I am trapping his rook. I like that move. I'm going to go for it. Yep. 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 It's a little scary looking, and I'm looking at the other moves as also being very viable. I'm even thinking that maybe the king move is better. But for once, I'm going to play the way sometimes I play, and I don't always play very well. But I'm going to go for it. Oh my God, it's right. Wow. Wow. That time it was not the first choice. You know, in the bonus questions. How does black recapture if white plays bishop takes f7 check? So this is what we were going through before. We were considering capturing the bishop. You know, I was considering bishop takes check, and we were considering how he would recapture. And I was thinking that it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was thinking that what was I thinking? I think that I was thinking that he would be better off taking back with the queen. Would that be right? Yes. No, I don't think. Wait, I was hoping he was taking back with the queen. No, I think he has to, because if he takes back with the king, I come in with the knight, check. Then he goes where? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this works. Now, if he took back with the queen, I just simply come in and say, threaten you. Then he just comes up and puts me in check. Yeah, he takes back with the queen. Yes. Okay, so, and the computer says, no, not king takes f7 because knight takes e5 check and queen winning the queen. Okay. Queen takes h. Oh yeah. There's a winning the queen here. Well, anyway. Okay. I didn't see that, but okay. It was still right. In the event that black plays bishop takes f3, should white take back with... I mean, what should white take back with? Or should... Oh, okay, well, whatever. However they're wording it. They're wording it, should white take back with, and then they give you two options. Yeah, I remember this. This is what I was thinking out loud, and I was talking about if black did that with the bishop, and I was talking about my queen being in danger. Should I take back with the queen or the pawn? And I'm not even sure if I came up with the right answer or not. G takes f3 or queen takes f3. So if I take back with the queen, he takes the queen. Right. So it was, I think there was my knight there. So he took, I take, he takes, I take. So it's an even trade. If I take back with the pawn, there's no trade. That's what the question was. Do I want to trade or do I not want to trade? Wow. Okay. Oh, well. That's a tough one. How about not want to trade? Oh. I was wrong. It was supposed to be the queen. This is not so good because of 11. Bishop takes d4. Queen takes d4. Queen takes f3 check. When black can make a draw. Okay, whatever. After black plays bishop takes d4, should white queen takes d4 or should white king g2? Oh, it's queen takes. Come on. Then I'm threatening rook. Sure. Queen takes. Yes, this is correct. Okay. Yeah, that was an easy one. After all that, should white bishop takes f4 or queen takes h8? Well, it's queen takes h8 because you're just letting his queen take your rook if you do that. Yeah. No? This allows black to draw by checking it with his queen. What? I guess I was wrong again. I mean, to me, it looks like you just take the rook. I don't know. I don't know. This video is going on too long for me to know anything anymore. All right. How does black answer bishop takes f7? Well, I'm thinking put him in check. Queen g3 possibly. Bishop takes d4 possibly check. Then he takes back with the queen. I'm gonna think, you know, queen check and queen and d on b3 g3. Oh no. Black answers with queen f6. Why? Oh. Oh, how stupid of me. Yes, that's why. Then it's... Yeah, I could just take his bishop back at any time and... Alright, whatever. Let's get this video over with. What? Oh. How does white deal with the pawn fork? b5. That's not too hard. I could put him in check. It's easy, in fact. Sure. Check. Yeah, that's not the way out. Sure. Then I can just move the bishop out of the way. Well, I finally got one of those bonus questions, right? Okay, next. After queen f6, what move should white play? White should play... I'm thinking check. Or the queen is trapped. Pawn e5 and the queen is trapped. Oh no, I'm wrong. White should play bishop e5. Oh well. Supposedly, I thought the queen was trapped. I could swear if the pawn was there, the queen would be trapped. Oh no, she has one place to go here. Oh well, I missed that. What move does white threaten to play? White threatens to play... Well, without that knight there, it would be checkmate. So is that what they mean by threaten to play? Sometimes I get that wrong. I'm not that versed on the way they talk sometimes. Well, what if I just do it and not care if I get loose points on it? Incorrect. White threatens to play d5. Okay. Yeah, actually that was one of my thoughts. I was going to play d5 earlier, wasn't I? Alright. I only got that one wrong. And we're on page 41 of 42. If black threats, or if black retreats queen f8, avoiding the trade of queens, what strong move can white then play? This is more of my style of a question. Well, it goes back to the d5, doesn't it? Sure, because the queen no longer needs the protection because they retreated. Oh, that's not right. Oh, stupid me. Why didn't I... Okay, folks, I'm getting tired. I did not see that. I did not see that. It was right in front of my face. Smack dab in the middle of everything. But I did not see it. Of course. Queen b8. Check. King is just done. Checkmate. Duh. Oh boy. To miss a simple checkmate like that. How did I do that? Well, I guess I lost points on that one. Okay, so the conclusion is it was never easy to beat Lasker. It could be done, blah, 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 blah. Next topic. Okay, so let's see what the score is. Oh, wow. Even after all that blunder in the end of the bonus question, I scored 64 points out of a possible 100. That's the highest yet. Well, no, not well, yeah, but it's still... Okay, so it's still Class A, but it's on the top of the Class A. Whereas the last time I think I reached 50 or 51, or rather 52 or something. And there was one time before that I reached less than 50. So 64 points is actually, even though I made mistakes, is actually one of my highest scores. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next one is going to be Serdman versus Reshevsky, and I'm going to close this off. I'm not going to show that. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. And I'm going to find out how long this video is as soon as I stop it. And thanks for subscribing, because I know there's subscribers out there recently. While I look for the F10 button, there we go. Please subscribe, comment. Don't be nasty. Don't be a jerk like some people commenting on here. You know, I say you can say anything you want. I say that I want you to tell me if you disagree. That's great. But I shouldn't say some. There was actually one comment on one of my videos, on a puzzle video. Don't be obnoxious. You know. How is this even a puzzle? Yeah, whatever. Enjoy, comment, criticize politely, etc. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.